Hey guys, so I've been running my agency Maplet Media for over 5 years now. So here are 10 tips which you can utilize if you're just starting out in developing or building an agency business. So tip number one is define a niche. So really specialize in a certain technology when starting out, as it will be easier for you to, first of all, develop the skills. As when you're starting out, you might have just had a job as a graphic or web designer. So that's kind of your core skill. So kind of offer what you know. So I specialize in just Shopify in the beginning. And then after that, I branched out to other services like SEO and WordPress development. Another way you can kind of niche down is offering your services catered towards a certain niche. So say dentists or lawyers. I don't really niche down to specific industries, but when I was starting out, I specialized in only Toronto, as that's where I was located in. So I do recommend starting out with a specific niche, as going too general doesn't really make you separate from all the other agencies out there. So having a specific niche will help you with kind of differentiating yourself, and it looks better from a client perspective as you only specialize in that one industry or technology, which makes you more specialized, and there's a premium to specialization. So tip number two is have a process. So again, this helps as you'll be able to better communicate with the client with what's expected from them and how you'll deliver the project. So in my case, for like a web design project, again, you'll start off with research and then the actual mock-up web design and then the development, and then after you do like revisions, and then lastly is launch. So that's kind of like a basic process. So having this will allow you to kind of create the project in milestones, which could help with like the payments as well. Like for each step of the process, a certain amount of the payment is due for the project. This helps with managing like a team, as well as if you have a process, then you'll better be able to stay organized with the project, and has each team member responsible for that step of the project will kind of know when it's their turn to kind of step up and take control. Okay, tip number three is productize your service. So again, in my agency, Maplet Media, we have both project-based and hourly pricing. So when you have an agency, essentially it's like a restaurant. So you have like a menu. So you want to offer your services in a clear and concise manner to your clients, because again, services you're offering, they're not experts in that. So just having like a breakdown of the packages along with the pricing will help them make a better decision. By productizing your services, this is more scalable as compared to hourly billing, as the productized service isn't necessarily tied to hours, and so that can help with scaling your agency. Okay, number four, people skills are just as important as tech skills. So again, an agency business is a people business, as you first got to acquire clients. So that requires sales and marketing, right? So you got to be able to communicate with your clients. As when managing the project, you need to communicate with the client and make sure the project is going according to their standards. And as well as managing a larger agency, you have employees and contractors which you work with to deliver projects. So that's another reason why people skills are more important than tech skills. And when I was starting out, I did have a partner who was more extroverted compared to me, where I'm introverted. So when starting out, he would focus more on generating the sales and making sure like the deals were closed, and I would focus more on delivering the actual work, because I was more of the tech savvy one. So if you're blessed with having someone like that, then you can really have good synergy. But again, even if you do, you should really work on your communication skills, as people like to do business with people they like and trust. Okay, and tip number five is to make sure you have the proper business structure. So again, getting your corporation incorporated, setting up all your tax accounts, tax numbers. So again, this is important as it shows you're a legitimate business. And it will also help you with liabilities, as if there's an issue with your corporation, it's not directly tied to you personally. So that's something, again, I would recommend, not in the beginning, but as soon as you kind of see that this is a business that's starting to gain traction, and you can start thinking about the incorporation process. Okay, and then also look into getting business insurance like professional liability insurance, as that can again protect your business and yourself and your clients in case of any kind of mishap. And it shows that you're a legitimate business. Okay, and tip number 6 with dealing more with legalities is always try to have a scope of work agreement contract. So when dealing with clients, you want to set expectations and make sure that both yourself and the client are protected. So having a clear outline of what you're delivering to the client, as well as the timeline and the pricing, will help with if there's any kind of misunderstandings down the line of the project. And you can just find just general scope of work contracts online, and then you can just edit it according to your business. Okay, and then tip number 6 is using a project management software for your business. So again, this helps with keeping your projects organized, as when you start having to juggle multiple projects, it could get like messy in your emails. So having project management software like Trello or ClickUp is what I use now, but I would recommend Trello as it's free. This helps with keeping your project organized as well as with collaboration if you're working with other team members on a project. So using a project management software is key when you're running an agency, as again, you're juggling multiple projects, and just keeping all the files and documents organized on software can help you be more efficient within your agency and nothing gets lost or forgotten. Okay, and tip number 7 is focus on acquiring a strong portfolio and reviews. Having a strong portfolio is important, as this is something new potential clients ask to see, as it demonstrates your quality of work. So usually I'll ask the client for a review at the end of the project, as that's kind of the best time to ask as you deliver the project. So again, it'll be slow in the beginning, but again, as reviews roll in, you'll be able to send these to your clients if they ask for references, and your business portfolio and reviews will contribute a lot to future clients. So again, this is really important to build up and will pay dividends down the line. Okay, so tip number 8 is, if you can, focus on local customers first, as it's a lot easier to gain traction this way, as you're able to meet clients in person and there's a lot less competition, as you're able to narrow down to a specific city or region. So when I was starting out, I actually went door to door to businesses and just handed out my business card. So that's kind of like how I started. And my first clients were all local, and I would actually like meet them in person and work on them with the project. And again, I was just starting out, so this was great, as I was able to gain more experience and learn more about other industries. They were able to give a nice review, as they were able to get to know me on a personal level. So again, when starting out, if you can, focus on local, as you'll be able to get clients a lot easier than competing directly online with a lot of other agencies. Okay, so tip number 10 is more of when you're starting to gain more traction and you're starting to get to a point where you're having more projects than you can handle. So first, you can either hire out more and keep your pricing the same, or just increase your pricing. So this is more of a problem of higher prices or higher quantity. So this is something you could experience with both. In my case, I just prefer to just increase my prices. So as demand for my services increases, I'll just increase my price, and then this will kind of price out some of the clients. And as well as increasing your prices just show potentially more value. Of course, you got to deliver on the value, but if you're able to price higher, it just shows that you're more of a senior and a premium provider of the service. That's why I prefer to just raise my price. And based on my experience, as you raise your price, the quality of the client improves in terms of expectations and just professionalism. As I was starting out with dealing with lower budget clients, they kind of expect like the moon and for you to kind of really do everything for them. So that's kind of just something to keep in mind when you're starting out. As when you're dealing with some lower budget clients, it's good as you do gain experience, and everyone has their journey. So it's a good place to start out. Okay, and then the last tip is always keep learning. So in this business, the value comes from the service you provide. So again, you always got to be evolving and leveling up your skill set so that you're able to provide more value to your clients. In my case, I always have to keep learning and leveling up, as web development is always changing with new frameworks and technology is constantly changing, especially with AI. So that's something I'm utilizing more in order to offer more value to my clients. So I hope these tips will help you with setting up a new agency or business. And if you're looking for help with setting up an agency, then you can book a consultation with me in the link below. And if you're interested in a more in-depth course on how to build a web design agency or any agency in general, then leave a comment below as so I can kind of gauge an interest. And if you're looking for any kind of other tips or any other videos you'd like me to make on building an agency, then you can leave a comment as well. So please like, subscribe to stay up to date on my videos, and thanks for watching.